This one is for those we've lost, either brothers, family, friends, or even legends like that of Mohbad, right? Kizz Daniel, Odumodu, and Bella Shmurda in this Al-Jannah song come through with powerful reminder that love never dies. As usual, I'll be checking out these lyrics to actually understand what they mean in depth, so that when next you're listening, you actually understand in depth what these songs are actually saying and not just listening for vibes alone, right? So if these are what interests you and you want to actually understand lyrical meaning from your favorite Afrobeat songs, then subscribe to the channel, like this video, and now come with me and let's check out what is in Al-Jannah lyrics.
I can fly, I wish I can take off, I wish I can touch the sky.
Now, this one is kind of like straight up longing, right? You know, that kind that comes when pain gets so deep, right? And all you just want to do is just escape your body. This line basically sets the mood. I know it's sad, but it's also spiritual at the same time, right? And let's check out this next one first.
Smile on my face, I wish I could talk to you one more time, my friend.
This one is basically direct, and grief here is kind of a little bit personal, right? And this line kind of like makes it a little bit more direct. There's actually someone specific that they are referring to with this line, someone they are actually missing. But it's not just vibes, right? But it just makes us understand that there's that desire to talk to someone that they cannot actually speak to or see physically anymore, right? And especially that it's hard, if you know what I mean. But check out this next line. Now, this chorus you kind of like repeat like a prayer. In fact, somewhere in this song, kind of like feels like a chant, or sorry, a chant, right? But when you said a bad pass in Nigerian pidgin kind of like translates to it hurts so much, or this is too painful. But of course, the hope Al-Jannah, and that Al-Jannah is kind of like the Muslim idea of, you know, paradise or heaven and stuff like that, right? So it's basically saying the pain hurts too much, but no matter how it is, we are going to meet in paradise, right? But let's check out this Odumodu's verse on this song. It's actually telling a story, and I hope you're listening. Check this out.
2021. Cancer, this one, that one, whose fault?
No, yeah, Odumodu is starting with a question, and not just question, it also encompasses pain, right? It's talking about illness, it's talking about loss, and basically, you know, searching for answers, all in a few words. Odumodu is goated, and I'm going to tell you why very soon. And this line, when it said whose fault, kind of like suggests how grief has, you know, make you just question everything. But check out his next line. This one.
Maybe because it was.
Now, why I said it's goated earlier is because this line kind of like feels unscripted, because I don't know why fan kind of like gets his way into this song, but he kind of like cuts himself off, right? And this one kind of like shows raw emotion in this song, because it was about to say more. If you listen to this song very well, it was about to say more, but the pain and just kind of like interrupts him, and it was like basically in this line was being real and unscripted, but he had to just like, you know, stay chill and, you know, just move on and tell us the story further by saying this line.
That's why I didn't lose my pops, but I'm moving on.
Now, he's telling us directly, yes, he lost his dad, but that doesn't stop him from, you know, pushing forward, right? That phrase "na so" kind of like means that is how, and that's how, right? It kind of like adds a layer of acceptance to this line, more like saying that's life, and even as painful as it is, more like just accepting life as it is. You get the point? And let's check out his next line when he said this.
2019, my younger bro was gone.
Now, this one is just one line, and as it is, it carries a lot of weight, and it kind of like requires no explanation. It just kind of like has this impact. It gives this a story just kind of like impact, right? Kind of like your life summarized in a line, right? Not just a line, a specific date, just in a sentence. And if you ask me, that is what I call real grief. But check out his next line.
Like I just wanted to blow.
Now, when he said Vado, it's kind of like comparing himself to, you know, Kizz Daniel, aka, you know, Vado, right? And all he wanted was success, right? So, you know, blow. When he said blow, it means success here in part of the world. And even while going through, you know, deep pain, he still wants to, you know, be that person. He still wants to come to the limelight and stuff.
It be like Nami sing oh. It be like make I scream ja oh.
And when he said it be like saying I'm sing Lahore, you know the way Lahore was the thing, especially when it was first released, I think earlier this year, right? It was the song of the media at that time. And I mean, when I say Lahore, I mean Lahore. That's Shal Poppy's sang, right? He was just using that to reference how desperate he was that time, even despite going through all those things, he still had the passion to blow like Lahore and Kizz Daniel and stuff, right? I when he said it be like make I scream Jaho. Basically, Jaho is spiritual clarity, like more like knowing your purpose, right? So it's basically saying his life is starting to feel like those songs. Now check out this one. Check this out. Now
I am the one, her only son. After me, she get like 2 miscarriages since I was born. We lost a lot, what a world.
the movie gives us a story here, and I think most people are not paying attention to this, right? It's basically saying that he is his mother's only child, and not just that he's his mother's only child, there's a story behind it. He's also telling us that his mother had 2 miscarriages, right? Followed that before his birth, his mother has 2 miscarriages, and that survivor's guilt kind of like hit him hard, right? You could actually hear the weight on his shoulders. He kind of like has to make it, especially while he was like he has to make it like Lahore, Kizz Daniel, and this kind of thing. So you actually know that he has a reason why he's asked to make it, right? Not just for himself, but for all the people that they had lost, like his mother has lost. To get the point. If you understand this story, let me know what you think in the comment section. Then we have the chorus repeated, and we have Bella Shmurda coming in with this line. Check this out.
2018 when I lose my papa, and I moved to a papa before I job.
Now, Bella kind of like starts with loss, and location. It's not just talking about his loss, it's actually giving us where this happened. I don't know why it does that. Probably he wants you guys to verify, but you get the point. But with this line, when he said Papa and Aja are places in Lagos, but for those that are not Nigerians, right? So it's basically saying that this kind of like shows the movement and chaos, right, after his father's death, right? Then he's still young, as far back as 2018. You know how long that is, right? But he was still figuring life out by then and still carrying grief on his neck as far back as 2018. That is deep. And this is a man right here, if you ask me, right? And then we have this line. And that same line again, but this time personal to, Bella, right? Every artist makes it in their own, right? Then we have this one. Now,
And 2023 when I lose my brother, I'm losing my mind, matter and love.
this is him kind of like telling us a story of his life. Like 2 deaths actually happened in his life in just 5 years. 2 deaths, losing someone you love within just 5 years. That's deep. And again, this is a man, right? Yeah. So if you know Bella, then you know this is really a man, right? So it's basically telling us that 2 deaths happened in his life, his father and his brother, right? And when he said Matayen Lofa, right, this one is basically saying this issue has passed his level, right? So it's basically spiraling mentally, and it's just spiraling mentally, more like saying the pain is too much for him to handle. And then he went further to say this part.
Everybody fragile, R.I.P. Mohbad.
Now, when he said Faja kind of like translates to get high, or it could mean relax, or it could mean, drown in sorrow, depending on the context of the artist here, right? So, but what I feel is it likely means everyone is trying to, numb their pain when he uses Faja here, right? So when he said, and then dropped RIP Mohbad, right? So this is more like a public loss that shocked Nigeria, I think 2023 or 2024 or thereabout, right? This line kind of like connects his, personal pain with, collective pain, right? And it's not just collective pain, because if you know Bella and Mohbad, we actually, kind of like close friends when he was still with us in this world. Now there's this particular chorus I like in this song, this line. Right? So it kind of like translates to some are going, some are coming, right? Some are going, some are coming. And the one who left, many were our friends, right? So it's just telling us some are going, some are coming, but some of the ones that have gone were actually kind of like their friends and stuff, right? I'll just tell you, and this one is kind of like deep, and it's ties the cycle of life and death together, right? To the street of Lagos, to Nigeria, to the entire Afrobeat audience as a whole. Now, if you ask me, Al-Jannah is more than a song. It is deeper than you think, and it is more like a memorial song, right? And each artist, kind of like brings their real pain to the public, to Afrobeat fans, right? With this song, their spiritual belief was also present in this song, and their cultural role of boys was also present in this song, right? It's more like saying we are hurting, we are grieving, but we'll meet again in Al-Jannah, right? So drop in the comments if you've ever lost someone, and tell us which line in this song kind of like hits you the hardest. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, share this breakdown with anyone who needs it, and I hope I'll see you in more lyrical breakdown like this one.